All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It is March the 8th. It's my daughter's birthday, one of my daughter's birthday. Uh, so we survived the NFB. Let's double check what we have on the calendar. So just double checking to make sure we have really nothing left on the calendar. Right? We have this one WASDE report that should be after our trading session. Right, so non-farm payroll came in hotter than expected. Right, these numbers were in line with what we saw coming through in the weeks prior to today. Right, so the numbers following the U.S. news in the previous weeks led to this, and we had a clue. We had a pretty good probability. Right, and so we structured ourselves for that probability. I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then today, yes, this is yesterday here, right here. I left you guys with a plan to start selling at 940 and all the way to 975. And so those of you that followed the plan started selling up here, and you were selling for 2 boxes worth up to here. And then in the course of the Asian session and the European session, all of your trades would have closed in profits. That retracement gave us an opportunity to buy cheap, which I didn't because I was waiting for the news, but the opportunity was there. As the news came out, we did retrace back to yesterday's 50% level that we actually broke right here. And that allowed us a bounce up, right? That's a result of the NFB numbers worse than expected for the US, right? So now we're looking for our next target. If we go into our daily chart, we can clearly see we have a higher low, we have a higher high. We are currently making a green candle. And as we speak, the current green candle is 60 pips. The average should be 53. We're only 7 pips beyond a normal average. That's really nothing to, no, it's nothing to be worried about. There's probably room for more, right? And so looking for more, where would we possibly go? Well, look to your left. You have these 2 standalone wicks there. That would be a good place to retest. It so happens to be a nice even round number. Right, so let's keep that in mind. And then we go down to a 1-hour chart. And sure enough, these last 2 hours since the NFB have been an inside bar. Right, so we've been creating an inside bar situation. We want to be following the bias of the measure bar. And so with that measure bar, we would expect bullishness and a break from the high, or break out from the high. And ultimately we target 1.1, right? So we want to be selling up here. Does that make sense? Right, so first we need to break the high, right? So let's buy support, and then we'll be buying support, let's see, for maybe 3 boxes, right? And then we switch to sells for the next 2 boxes. And maybe 2 boxes beyond. Okay, so first we are buyers, right? We want to go and retest the high somewhere here, and then ultimately, if that breaks, we think it might lead us 2 more boxes to 1.1. Okay, so I'm gonna buy right here. I've already purchased a little bit about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, when we were making the low on a pullback. Okay, so everything's playing out nicely. If we were to review just yesterday real quick while we're waiting for this to unfold, right? Today is basically a repeat, right? We fell into support, we bought support, and then we traded on the way up, 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 and up, and up, and then ultimately we became sellers, and those sells would have made us money here. So as we speak, as we speak, prior to the news, we made a low, the news itself created a lower low, and here we are trading a bullish biased morning or day or afternoon, wherever you are. It's a result of the news, right? The news was a catalyst. And at 1.1, we do expect, a little bit of resistance because of those previous wicks from months past. So we're not going to compete with that. We're just going to go with the flow and maybe pulling back, right? Maybe playing a retracement. Okay, so that's the key. That's the goal. That's the understanding we have for today. So let's buy support, basically on red candles. And if you're trading the yen, you're doing the opposite. You'll be selling resistance on the yen. Right. If I see another red candle here, I'll take a buy. I only have one so far. On top of the 12 swings, I have 12 swing trades in total. Right in here. And I have one 3-pip, 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 right? Those are two different strategies that are playing at the same time using one pool of money. All right, it's two different pages in my playbook. Playing the news would have been a third page in the playbook, but I try to avoid it. The risk is the random part. The actual news is the random part. The squawk box will be very quiet as a result of no news being left on the calendar. So let's trade what we see as we see it. Gold made a higher high today. The dollar index, if you haven't seen the chat room, I posted this earlier, right here. The dollar index was at 50% prior to the news. With the news event, we're heading down to 61. 61 should offer us support on the dollar index, and with that support on the dollar index, we should at the same time be experiencing resistance up here, somewhere around 1.1 on the euro, right? So we're looking for the dollar index to find support, and as a result, for the euro to find resistance. I think we need to be buying for the next 3 boxes and then start selling up here. Right? And if we're a little bit early at the selling, that's okay, because we'll have boxes above 1.1 that we're willing to spend into. Right? So now the criteria is, the key to our success for today, let's put a Fibonacci on here real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. We need to get back above 61. Right? We need to get back above 61 in order to go and test that 1.1. And so that's the issue we have, right? If we fail to get back up, maybe we're coming back below. You will see it. We will test it as we see fit and trade it accordingly. So what's happening here? Is it breaking out of the box? Is it giving us another box to buy? Maybe I'll buy that. There you go. Ooh, yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, the squawk is very quiet right now. Today's a day for background music. Background noises. So let's see, have we recovered from last Tuesday? Oh, just about. We've just about recovered from Tuesday past. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's still from Tuesday's losses. We're coming back. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Repeating the same process in multiple accounts allows me to keep the best trades for the account that I have on my left here. And so it's like it's triage. You know, you keep the cream of the crop for your, your VIP account. There we are. That's awesome. That's exactly what we're looking for. Right? Leave my swing trades alone. I don't want to see drawdown on my swing trades. And I'd like to go straight up into profit if I can. Going back to our 5-minute chart, if we start to highlight the levels we have to work within, we know where the floor is, we know where the ceiling is, right? That's the previous low and previous high. And then within that floor and that ceiling, we have to highlight support and resistance, right? Stuff that you can see with your mind's eye without arguing about it. And then these become rungs on the ladder. It's a decision tree, right? And then within that decision tree, you ask yourself, what do you want to do? Do you want to add or remove to your existing risk? And sometimes the answer is do nothing. Right? This seems like a silly, pointless exercise, but it highlights ahead of time what the price is capable of doing. And it gives you an idea, how to plan for this, right? What if it comes to this level here? That's 2 levels away, right? Split your risk between these 2 levels. If you think it's coming here, split your risk in 3 levels, right? But you can allocate the money ahead of time. This allocation is what keeps us safe. It's no longer a panic situation when it's already, part of the plan. It's budgeted for this. All right, so here I am putting click number 3 in box number 2, right? I already put 2, I just put a third one. I put 1 click up in this up box there, the top box. I'm spreading my risk between the 2 boxes. There we are. And here's click number 4 on that red candle. All right, so I just put the last 4 clicks on that red candle, and if we look to our left, we're at support. Right, so ideally, an awesome scenario would be a bounce off of support into our target. And if we measure this, it keeps bouncing. If we measure this, we're looking at, ooh, just about 4 boxes, 5 boxes, right? A little bit over 5 boxes. It's doable. The market can do this, right? So let's reset the box, assume this is a low, and now watch, see if it continues to go up, right? If this is not a low, right? If this is not a low, that's okay, because we'll catch it with this box. There's a million different ways to approach this. I just keep looking left and I keep seeing that same distance over and over and over, and it gives me the impression that a bounce is coming over and over and over, just like it did here, just like it did here, just like it did here, just like it did here.
US stocks
and
extend
here.
gains, Nasdaq up 1%.
Right, so let's see. Let's see how big of a move this will be, right? Is that an average move? Right, buy right there. I'm buying the inside of this swing here, right? This area right there should offer us some support, and if that fails to hold, our next chance is here. And if that fails to hold, the next chance is a measured move, which is the bottom of our box, which would happen to line up with this area here. All right, so we have plan A, we have plan B, we have plan C. We have created a bunch of alternatives. All right, I'll take a trade right there. I have to slow down now. I have one too many clicks in that particular box. At this point, I'm borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, which is something we're not supposed to do. Right? I'm only allowed the same number of clicks per box, and I'm lopsided as we speak.
Biden says wages keep going up and inflation keeps coming down.
Yeah. I've yet to experience deflation, right? Prices don't go down. Right? Is this worth an opportunity here? If you can take a trade, go ahead. All right, this is the typical pullback that I build my positions in every single day. All right, this is the environment that I aim to exploit on a daily basis, right? Between the hours of 10 o'clock Eastern and 10:30 Eastern, I find myself counter trend trading. Or, sorry, the trend is bullish, the current move is bearish, and I'm buying the current move, right? So when things are falling, I'm buying this, right? The trend is bullish. Right? Ultimately, we came from a lower bottom left corner, and we did go to a higher top right corner, and as we speak, we're in the middle. Right, so let's see what comes of this. Right, just now we're trying to make a slightly lower low. Right, there we go. Oh, I can't help myself. I'm an addict. I'm trying to adjust the screen so we can see the ends of the wicks here. There we are. Right, I wanted to see this whole candle, so I can do something like this. And notice that we're back to 61%. So
Taking a look at the Fear and Greed Index, 76 out of 100 equaling extreme greed, and the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 81 out of 100 also equaling extreme greed. And taking a look at the VIX, currently down 2.22% at 14.11.
So it's no surprise the move in its entirety from bottom to top ended up there. If we start our boxes in that area here, I'll put it right on that body of that green candle and start measuring the down leg with the boxes. 4 boxes later, we have a 61% retracement. Right, so 4 boxes is a typical 61% retracement. 50% is 3 boxes, right? That's an average move. And that 4th box brings us this difference between 50 and 61, right? And we usually don't want to have anything to do down here, right? Beyond 61, right? So we're buying all the way down to 61. And then we typically will make our money back in a few minutes, right? So we've postponed gratification, and here we are getting paid. All right, 4 boxes is the key number here. Think of yourself as trading Bollinger Bands, and this right there, the split between box 2 and 3 would be the center of your Bollinger Bands. All right, let's experience a bounce. Let's close a whole bunch of these trades, and then I'll be calling it a Friday. Some of you guys may continue to trade into 1.1. Let's color that red. At which point you want to be sellers, right? We've already went through this. By the time we start approaching 1.1, we want to turn into shorts, right? So if this is a low down here, this is 1 box on top. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 boxes, 6.5. Right, so we have to be diligent. These boxes won't necessarily all line up the way I have them here. Right, I just did this to count the distance. Right, this is measuring cups, and I'm envisioning today's recipe being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 cups. Could be totally wrong, and then we just go down the ladder, and my recipe is negative a bunch of cups. Right? What if that 61% fails to hold? Right? What if this fails to hold? Well, the next target becomes 76, or in our case, it's 1 box further, box number 5, right, from the top. I don't have trades in boxes 1 and 2, so my stop losses are way, way far away. Right? Each click of my mouse as its own 36 pip stop, and the same click of my mouse as its own 3 pip target. All I do is choose the entry and manage the trades that don't work. That's all you should be doing. Right? So just looking back intraday, let's pick a time frame, somewhere in here, like a 4-hour. What are we dealing with? Oh, look at that. Inside bar. Inside of a green measure bar. Some people call that a mother bar. Right? This, we have to assume the bias of the measure bar. Those are probabilities speaking. Right? So if we put a fib on this, we know we're at 61%. We know there's a higher probability of a bounce, and we know where the target is. Right? It's all about surviving this red candle as a buyer, right? We're taking advantage of a red candle in a bullish environment. That's it. We're just very thrifty, right? Everybody else is buying at the top because they're chasing it. We're going to the store and moving the melons around so we get the cheapest one. There we are. So we've recycled two. Now that allows me, actually, I don't want to open these two because I'm already a little bit overweight. I'm just going to let these close and not do anything. So that booked us a little bit of profit for today. And the idea is that this will keep on going and ultimately we cap out at 1.1. Again, the waiting is the hardest part. I have trades in some of my other accounts that are in drawdown about 18 pips. So that means they must have gotten triggered. Those pending trades must have gotten triggered around here. And so I'm repeating a similar thesis in a bunch of accounts that I have. If I'm quiet, it's because I'm thinking. And there's really nothing to think about right now. It's a waiting game. Thank God it's Friday, right? TGIF. We've had a pretty good week. I'm really stoked at what we've been accomplishing since the new year.
Bitcoin hits a new high, last up 2.72% at $69,175,000.85.
Risk assets are having a heyday. It's a heyday if you're a risk trader. Oh, come on, let's close me some trades. I want to look good for the video. Just kidding. Just gotta do what we gotta do. One of the things that took me the longest to accommodate to, or to acclimatize to, was to not be the weak leaf on the branch, right? Not to get shaken out of my trades. Surviving box 3 was tough. Surviving box 4 was even tougher, but now I do it every day, or I do it if I'm put into that position without a second thought, right? It's the probability, the law of large number plays out. It just does. And it's us having to put through a sample large enough to see the law play through, right? So lower your size. That will open up a huge amount of opportunities, like endless opportunities if you trade micro lots. And that is a huge number, right? So just let the law play out. It's when you're trying to make it all at once. And when you're betting the barn on every trade, you lose the barn. Right? So it's all about taking a step back, a deep breath, thinking twice, having your levels, having a plan and then the willingness to give up and change that plan. And you're not married to your plan. So this thesis forces you to have alternatives. Like you see here, right? I had plan B before I took plan A. I was buying and I knew I was buying more. I was okay with buying more. I was okay with plan B if plan A wasn't working out right away. Right? Mind over matter. Don't know if some of you may or may not recall, my family picked up this little.
Noting Bitcoin surpassing all-time highs, now at $70,000. Again, Bitcoin touching $70,000 for the first time.
My household picked up this little stray kitten a few weeks ago. It was minus 40 Celsius outside, and this little thing was looking for food and shelter and all that stuff. So we took it in, and today she's going to the vet, getting spayed. So I can hear my wife and daughter outside the office here trying to catch the cat. She probably doesn't want to go in their container. Today it's only minus 6 Celsius where I am. Yeah. Big swings in temperatures in the higher elevation in the mountains. I'm right around the cloud level, and there's clouds sometimes where I live, so I'm just above the tree line. There we go, there we go. All right, so
Noting Bitcoin erasing gains. Current still up 1.75% on the session at $68,200.
I just peeled off $3,000. All right. We play the extremes, right? So ideally, we are early and then we get paid on the next leg, just like you see here. Right? I'm selling on the way down and I make my money on what should be a normal outcome. Right? If the pullback is bigger than average, then it means I have to survive, and hence I'm using 4 boxes maximum, right? I cannot afford more than 4 boxes. And that's part of the plan. That's just a strategy that I use each and every single day. And because I don't change the strategy, just like an airplane pilot never changes the checklist for takeoff, right? It's the same checklist. We kind of do the same thing, right? We don't want to change what we know works. I just have to repeat it, even if it gives me a bad trade once in a while. It's not a bad system. All right, so ideally we see a break of the high today, but it is Friday, we may just go sideways. We're positioned for Sunday night, Monday morning's open. Right? This is a bullish market, right? Clearly. We don't want to go against this, right? If we go against this, you're doing it very, very lightly, right? Because you will get caught with your pants down. It's awesome. Today will be a reflection of yesterday, if we can get that volatility going here. Right, so today should look very much like what we had here. This kind of stuff. Right? And then ultimately I'll be closing my swing trades also a few boxes later. Right? These swing trades that I have in here, I'll be closing them hopefully 3 or 4 boxes higher. Today's NFP was 60 pips. I remember some NFPs were, 120, 130, 150 pips. The market is becoming more and more and more and more efficient or tighter. All right, I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6 in that lower box. No, I have 1, 2, 3 in that lower box. The rest are in the middle. Boy, oh boy. Couple of pushes. What have we done so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, four winners. Yeah, 4 winners. We're about to close a bunch more. And then we'll be closing our swings. So you notice how we did not fulfill the box here. All right, so if we measure from the top, oh, maybe we did if we measure from the top. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. All right, so starting from the very, very top. The clue in the clues closet sometimes is a half a box. All right, so the inability to fulfill a full box like this is a good clue that things are turning around. All right, it doesn't apply here. We did fill the box twice. All right, it's just a measuring cup. It's just giving me a sense of security. It tells me what the market is able, capable, willing to do. So if I start measuring from here, assuming this is a new low, then we will be stacking our boxes from here, right? Once we reach 3 to 4 boxes, we become sellers for the rest. Right? So we're thinking ahead. We're just one move ahead. They're still looking for the cat. She's hiding. I don't know if you can hear them. All right, come on. I got a vet bill to pay. Break even, yay! We are at break even. Almost there. If you can recycle, now's a chance, right? Reopen the same trades that you had close in that original box. All right, I'll put one on there just because I feel lucky today. Do as I say, not as I do. It is Friday. We had a pretty successful week. Monday started okay. Tuesday was rough. Wednesday was a rotation. We had to survive. We made money. Thursday we made money, and today we'll be making money. Try really, really hard to be flat today. Right? Try not to have any open trades for the weekend.
When she comes out, grab her instantly. Grab her. Oh my god, no.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Another one there. And then if I'm lucky, I'll get paid on the next push up. All right, it's time of day. We're approaching the top of the hour with the London fix is what we'll have to be concerned with.
Did you let her go back in? She's really fast. You suck at this. I'm trying to close the door. Okay, let's go. Drag it out of the room.
All right, now I'm done clicking. All right, I have 12 swings and 8 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips. I have $9 of drawdown on all these open positions. All right. We're not looking to go to the moon. We're just looking to retest.
Wait till she's out of the room.
There we go. That's what we want to see. All right, can we recycle a couple more? Come on. The waiting, the waiting, the waiting. All right. Good time for music if you can listen to some. White noise. take another click right there if you can afford it. No, maybe we can recycle these two that just closed. So that's the second one right there. And now I wait. Where are we looking at? 980, 980 is the high. We're about 3 boxes away, 4 boxes away from there. It's quite possible we're near the low right there. All right. We want to dig our heels in and continue in that direction. There we go. All right, let's see it close. We got about 15 minutes or so for the top of the hour. And then we'll see what will come next. All right. From the top of the hour, the next 30 minutes looks towards the banker's close. That's the setup for the next 30 minutes. Come on, come on.
So a
come
large
on.
oil options bet on $95 crude signals confidence in OPEC Plus. So a large bet on Brent crude rallying to at least $95 a barrel signal traders are turning bullish on oil's path in the months ahead as OPEC and its allies work to tighten the markets. About 16 million barrels worth of options to buy Brent's June contract for $95 traded on Friday, according to data. Those call options expired in late April. Brent for May settlement, the current most active contract, is trading at about $82.
And here's me recycling. 2, 3. So once these close, I should be left with my swing trades. And this will allow me to recycle some more. 1 and 2. All right, when things are moving in my direction, I don't mind adding to my winners. When things are moving backwards, I'm only adding what's allocated to drawdown. When things go beyond 36 pips, I have to eject or hedge. All right, let's go back to our 5 minutes and see how this has been unfolding. The ladder we built with our mind's eye looks pretty good. let's keep it going. If I can see a red candle. Actually, no, I won't recycle. It is Friday. I'd rather end the video than add to something that I'll be recording for the next 6 hours. All right, so once we close these trades here, I will finish the video. But the plan remains, you know, for those of you guys trading for a few more hours as we approach 1.1, right? So maybe a box or so away from the target, start your selling process, right? Start selling resistance. And then you're going to be playing for the next leg down, right? But we have to get there. And so to get there, we play the long side. 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips. Okay? So that will be the plan. All right. I'm just waiting to see if I can close that trade. I'm going to close my swing trades manually, probably in boxes 3 or 4. Depending if I'm still in front of my computer. If I get back on time, maybe I'll let them run to 1.1. We'll see what happens. All right, let's just close this last little trade here so we can end the recording and wish you guys all a good weekend. We have had an awesome week. Super stoked of what we've all accomplished. Right? Those of you guys that have had successes, post them in the testimonial chat room. And those of you that are still, you know, working hard at it, don't be afraid to ask questions. We're all here to help. And if, you know, go check the YouTube channel. There's everything I've done since November is on there. All right, this little guy right there, I'm just gonna take it like so. I'm going to take a picture of this, like so, and we'll call that a wrap. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. All right, trade safe, trade small, and you be a seller by the time you get to 1.1. Bye-bye.